Shall we dance to the undrafted segment?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. What is our undrafted segment, young man?
All right, so this weekend coming is going to be the Hall of Fame voting for Major League Baseball. The Writers Association obviously going to be casting their Hall of Fame ballots
Hall of Fame.
for the upcoming class. I will quickly read off. I did have it up here. Everyone who is up for election into the Hall of Fame. So there are 15 people. I guess maybe I won't read through all of these, but there are 15 people back from last year's ballot, including Edgar Martinez. This is Edgar Martinez's 10th year on the ballot, meaning it is his final year that he is eligible. So if he is not elected on this year's ballot, he will not be able to make the Hall of Fame. Fred McGriff is also on his 10th year. And then there are obviously like a few of the bigger steroid era people like Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds are on again. Notable newcomers to the ballot this year. So you have to have been retired for 5 years to be eligible. Or there is a special rule regarding death. So like I don't think Roy Halladay's been retired for 5 years. There's special rules like if you die.
I feel like he has, but let me double check. I'll double check.
Obviously Roy Halladay is eligible this year. Todd Helton, Andy Pettitte, Lance Berkman, Roy Oswald, Miguel Tejada, Placido Polanco, Kevin Youkilis, Derek Lowe, Freddie Garcia, Vernon Wells, Ted Lilly, Travis Hafner, Jason Bay, Michael Young, John Garland, Juan Pierre, Rick Ankiel, and of course the one that was at the top of this list, but saving the best for last, is Mariano Rivera, who somehow it has already been 5 years since he retired. I still remember that day.
No, technically it's been 5 years since Roy Halladay. It was 2013.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't get. I think maybe if it happened like 2 years ago, maybe they probably would have.
Yeah, there are special rules for in the case of the death of of like an active or like someone who hasn't been retired for 5 years.
So yeah, that's kind of like right on the mark in a way.
So both of us took a look at this list, and we both put together kind of like what our mock ballots would be for our Hall of Fame voting if we were actually voting. So we're going to run through that real quick. Do you want to start off with your list?
Mine's like just players I enjoyed watching when I was a little kid.
Okay.
So very simple, I guess. You probably don't agree with this, but I really enjoyed Juan Pierre. So what's it called? I got to sneeze real quick. Sorry about that.
Got him.
Oh my god. Juan Pierre, he was like always a guy in like MLB The Show back in like when I was playing PlayStation 2. I would always like, I have to get Juan Pierre. I need my boy at leadoff and center field. Actually no, wait. Did I have? No, maybe I didn't have him. Maybe it was a shout out to Juan Pierre, but regardless, shout out to Mike Young. Shout out to Derek Lowe, and then shout out to Roy Oswald.
So those were people that were like close but didn't quite make it?
No, because I think I had 10 already after them.
Dang, so you had almost 14 people you were going to vote for.
I said shout out, though. They're going to get it next year for me.
I mean, but like next year there's going to be a whole new class of people.
I don't care. I'm still going to vote for them. Because who I vote for are not going to be on this list, in my eyes.
Okay.
I'm not going to vote for the same person I'm going to vote for the person, and then if they don't get in and they show up next year.
So you have to, people have to keep at least 5% to stay on the ballot. So if you fall below 5%, you're off the ballot.
Okay. What is it?
Just saying.
Okay. Well, regardless.
Okay.
Here we go. So the new guys that are on the list, or that are going to be Mariano Rivera, Roy Halladay, Todd Helton, and Andy Pettitte are the new ones that I chose.
Okay.
And then from the older ones, I picked Scott Rowland, Billy Wagner, Kurt Schilling. How many is that? One. I have to do 4.
That was 5, I think.
4, 5, 6.
6, okay.
Then I have 4 more, which was did I say Kurt Schilling?
You just did.
So it's 7.
Okay.
Or am I missing one?
You had Oswald, you had Todd Helton, you had Roy Halladay, you had Mariano Rivera.
I didn't have Oswald.
Oh, you didn't have. Who did I skip then? That you had.
Maybe I picked Juan Pierre. Play Juan Pierre. Okay, Juan Pierre. me a sec.
1,000.
Oh yeah. No, we're good. Yeah,
Okay.
Juan Pierre's on now.
Okay. So
And the last two are Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. I don't give a fuck.
the reality is that the
They're not gonna make it, obviously.
I don't know. They have 3 years to do so. Roger Clemens was at 57.3% and Barry Bonds at 56.4% last year. Actually, they have 4 years because the voting hasn't happened for. It's like they have 4 votes left. We'll see like whether or not their percentage goes up or down, this year. I think that in the last couple of years they've kind of purged the baseball writer voting, to get rid of a lot of people who are retired and like no longer kind of like in the game sort of thing. So the average age of the voting rolls has actually kind of plummeted in the last couple of years. And the younger generation of writers tends to be more favorable towards the steroid era players than like the old kind of like classic people. I myself personally am one of those people where it's like if that's even a thing, like get out. Like I don't care. Barry Bonds should be like stricken from the home run record, and just like to get out. I don't care. I don't want to see them in the Hall of Fame. Just no. Now don't get me wrong. I think that Barry Bonds is one of the greatest hitters in baseball history. Like him taking steroids doesn't really improve his like hand-eye coordination. Yeah, he hit the ball farther maybe, and he was healthier to stay on the field more often than he maybe would have been. But like the dude's an incredible hitter still. Like you still have to put the bat on the ball to play the way that he did, and so like credit to him for that. But you take steroids, you cheat like that, get out. I ain't having that.
Okay, what's your list?
Okay, so actually like by some, I don't know what happened there, but I did skip Todd Helton. So I have 9 people on my list. So Todd Helton.
Dude, you don't Todd Helton. What's wrong?
My
with
thing with Todd Helton though, and it's like the problem that Larry Walker's having, he only having 34%, is that they played in Colorado. So like you have to like really study what people don't study is their road performance offensively, because like both of them still hit really well, but like playing in Colorado is a benefit to them. I'm just saying, and like playing a whole career in Colorado.
Well, Todd Helton did. Larry Walker didn't play his whole career in
He
Colorado.
played like the prime of it.
Well, anyways, I'm still going with Todd Helton.
Okay. All right.
I don't care.
So I have Todd Helton. I'm going with Todd Helton.
Okay. He's also back up for Peyton Manning at Tennessee.
Okay.
He's back.
Congratulations.
I'm just saying.
I have Roy Oswalt in there. He's a pitcher that this kind of like just a personal one for me. I think what's lacking for Oswalt is that he only has 163 wins. His ERA is good enough to get in 3.36, but only 163 wins might be like a little lacking because like Pettit, for example, is at 256.
Did he ever win a Cy Young?
I think he has one.
Okay.
One NL Cy Young. And Roy Halladay has one. And one perfect game as well that he threw like with the Phillies, whatever. In any case, so I have Helton and Oswalt. I have Roy Halladay, and I have Mariano Rivera. Those are my only 4 from like the new
batch
class of people. Right. From the existing class of people, I have Fred McGriff as basically just like a courtesy vote for it being his last year. Like his 10th year on the roster. I think that he actually compares favorably to like the average Hall of Fame outfielder, but like for whatever reason, maybe it's like the small market in Tampa or that sort of thing. Like he's just not looked upon in the same light as like some other people that have gotten in the past. So in any case, I do have Fred McGriff on there. I have Billy Wagner, who for some reason is kind of struggling down here at 11.1%. So he's actually kind of the ones that might be in danger of falling off the ballot. But he has a career whip below 1 and a 2.31 ERA out of the bullpen. He's one of the best left-handed relievers of all time, in my opinion. So I have Billy Wagner in. I have Kurt Schilling in, and I have Mike Mussina in. Both of their Mussina is actually higher up on the list as far as like percentage vote that he attained last year. But in my opinion, Schilling is the better pitcher. I think Schilling's being hurt by kind of like the off the field like stuff that has happened since like his firing from ESPN for the comments that he made then and such. Like I think like a lot of people don't agree with him, like socially or politically. So I think that that's actually hurting him for his chances. But like purely numbers wise, he deserves it. And then I have Edgar Martinez as my final. Like I have 9 people on my ballot. So Edgar Martinez. What hurts him is that he's only a DH, but I think sitting above 70% and this being his last year, he's definitely going to make it this year.
Well, we shall see.
Yeah, and then like I said, no Clemens, no Bonds, no Andy Pettit, because he's someone that got caught up in that stuff too. And just like none of that steroid stuff. Get out of here.
And then Sammy Sosa was
No Berkman. Berkman got caught up in like the whatever report, the Mitchell report. Obviously, no. Sammy Sosa's not going to make it. Sammy Sosa might even fall off the ballot this year. He was only at 7.8%.
Those.
So, and Miguel Tejada was someone who was also suspended for steroid use. I think that like someone like Scott, like you had Scott Rowland. I guess if I might maybe then use my 10th vote for Scott Rowland, because I think he's another one where he is probably one of the best third basemen of all time, but like it never like came off that way. He was kind of quietly one of the best third basemen of all time.
Yeah, he was like the third or fourth best player on the team in like a really stacked team.
Right. Yeah. So, but his pure numbers are really good, and he's above 70 WAR for his career, which should help him. But this is his second year now. Last year he was only 10.2%, so he's almost not even on the ballot at all. And Michael Young to me is someone that's kind of in the same boat, where like he was an excellent second baseman, but like played second base for the Rangers in like Alex Rodriguez's prime and like Rafael Palmeiro's prime and Pudge Rodriguez's prime and stuff like that. So
yeah, the guy that
it hurts him. He was another guy. He was like an excellent player, but always like never the best player on his team.
Just because like the players around him.
Yeah. So that was my ballot.
All right.
We will see this weekend who makes it and who doesn't. There's also like a few managers that might get into it. I think like Charlie Manuel might be up this year. I don't remember. There's like a few other managers that
Is
are
Torrey already in or no?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Last year was probably the year you went in, right? Or the year before?
I think it was the year before.
Okay.
In any case.
5 more years till Socha.
I don't know. He's on. For me personally, he's on the fence. Like if he gets in, I could see him getting in. I could see him not getting in. So we'll see.
All right. What's next actually?
We're gonna move on to Pennsylvania Avenue.
But before we move on to Pennsylvania Avenue, ladies and gentlemen, give us your 10 on the list. Look it up. Give us your 10. Tell us your 10. Put it in the comments down below. And then pat yourself on the back after you do that. Because I thought we were doing it a different way.
All you had to do was read the text message.
I did, but I thought it was like, oh, like I read it, I glanced at it, I was like, okay, I thought I had to give each player 1 out of 10. And I was like, what?
No, you had to pick
10.
Pick 0 to 10 of these players.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Don't do the 0. Just say pick 10 players, and I would have been like, okay.
All right.